Forget these embarrassing forearm exercises and do this instead. What's up guys, it's Godrosi from Gymnastics Method, and in this video I'm gonna teach you the false grip that will build you crazy forearms and will allow you to do the slow-mo bar muscle up. This is a typical gymnast grip that they use on the rings, mostly for decreasing the leverage. So if you look at a gymnastics routine on the rings, you will see them doing iron cross, multis, and all these spectacular skills. And the other function of the false grip is for the muscle up. So if you do a ring muscle up or a bar muscle up in slow-mo, you will see that it's only possible if you have this special grip, because from the hanging position you can transition into the support, and if you don't have it, then you will just see yourself doing a pull-up and it's going to be really difficult to get into the support. So these are the functions of the false grip, and the side effect will be the brutal forearms. If you take a look at the ring specialist gymnast, even on the picture that I will put on the screen, you will see these muscles, the forearm flexor muscles, are really pumped up and really advanced. In the false grip, you basically need good wrist flexion mobility and also strength. So if you have the mobility, that's the prerequisite to be able to do the false grip, and the strength is needed to basically keep it and hold this position. And I will show you the prerequisites to do this, also the technique and the best progressions, how to build it up. But before we jump right into it, if you want to learn similar exercises that are not just for the looks, but actually for function, and they allow you to do spectacular skills like the slow-mo bar muscle up, doing human flags, handstands, and all these crazy things that you see from gymnasts or street workout athletes, check out the links below. Work with me one-on-one in coaching, or check out the other link below and join the premium membership, where you get access to all my workouts, tutorials, daily workouts, and much more. So first, let's talk about the prerequisites, and let's talk about the mobility. That's the first step. We always want to increase the range of motion, and then we want to strengthen that range of motion. It doesn't work the other way around. So let's start with the mobility exercise. As I said, you need good wrist flexion mobility, and the best exercise for this is the back of the hand mobility circles. The easiest way to do it is when your fingers looking at each other. A more difficult is when your fingers are looking backward and then your fingers looking forward. That's going to be a super uncomfortable position and exercise. So in the beginning, if you have limited range of motion, you can place a pillow or something under your hands. But once you have the good range of motion, just try to increase the intensity really gradually. So first you'll put more weights on your knees and less on your hands. And here basically you just want to stretch the extensor muscles of your forearms and do this circular motion. You can even do the stretch in the beginning just by holding it, or doing these movements sideways, or if you do it this way, forward and backward. But the goal is to do these circles and stretch the muscles. So if you do at least 5 reps each way, that's the minimum. But if you have super stiff forearms, you can do up to 10, 15, or even 20 circles. The second prerequisite is the basic strength. As I said, we have the mobility, and then we'll need to strengthen the flexor muscles in order to hold the false grip. On a basic level, you can do this on the floor with palm poses. So just get into a kneeling support again and elevate your palms. Keep your fingers on the ground. The range of motion will vary. So some people have shorter range of motion, some people have bigger range of motion, as I do. So just a note here, and for the previous exercise, maybe you have stiffer joints, maybe you have looser joints, but the point is, if you do these exercises, you can work your way up for the false grip. So don't worry if you have shorter range of motion, don't worry if you don't have the full range of motion here. The point is to get there gradually. I had a client who worked in construction, so he always used machines and hammers and stuff like that, so he had super stiff forearm, and we had to work a lot on this mobility and also the range of motion. For the strength part, the best will be the progression. So this is just the baseline that I mentioned, and if you can do like 15 reps from the palm poses, You can increase the range of motion. You can get started with the wall and then doing kneeling support, kneeling push-up position, and finally the full push-up position if you want to go crazy. But if you can do just the kneeling position for 15 reps and you feel your flexor muscles pumping up, that's a great start, and then the progressions will do the rest. As I mentioned, you can do the false grip on the rings or bar. I'll show you the ring progressions first. That's the easiest way to do it. So let's see the technique first and then the progressions. So let's see how to get into the false grip. So if you grab the ring or the bar with a simple grip, then basically you just fold your fingers around and you also use your thumbs, and that's a basic grip. And in the false grip, you have to just fold your whole hand around the rings or the bar. So the easiest way to learn this is on the rings, and you just have to imagine that the ring will run through your palm diagonally from the index finger right through to this bone, the pisiform bone, what we will use as a hook. So the easiest way to do so is to grab the rings here and then just turn them down, and voila, we have the false grip. So just practice this first, the ring through your palm, pisiform bone, you just fold your fingers around, turn it down, and you have the false grip. Once you master this, we can check the progressions. The first progression is the assisted false grip. So you just get into the false grip first, and then we'll just do it with one hand and the other will assist on the ring here. You can just grab it with a simple grip, or you can grab the strap, whatever is more comfortable for you. And then here's a key part. I recommend doing the false grip in a chest to bar or chest to ring position. So the full range of motion, you don't want to do it this way because we want to get used to the full range of motion. If you do so, it's going to be way easier to go into the transition and do the muscle up later. So you just raise your feet off the ground and you hold the position like that. After that, do with the other hand, assist, full range of motion, and you hold it like that as well. The minimum time is 15 seconds. If you're impatient, do just 15 seconds. But if you want to over-secure it, you can do it up to 30 seconds. The second progression is the false grip in the bent arm hang. So here, you will grab the rings with both hands in false grip, and you get into the full range of motion, and then you just hold it like this in a bent arm hang. Okay? You don't want to come down here. You always start up here and keep it there. Okay? Here too, 15 seconds is the baseline, but if you want to go for sure, do at least 30 seconds. The third progression is the inverted rows with false grip. What's going to be new here is the straight arm hang, basically in a horizontal position. So if you want to just go step by step, first just do the hang with the false grip, and then if it's more comfortable, you can do the full range inverted rows. So the increase of intensity is the same as in the basic inverted rows. The higher angle you start, the easier the exercise, and you want to go through the 45-degree angle, the basic horizontal bent knee rows, doing straight body rows, and then elevated leg rows. So you have to just build up the same way as you did it before. And what you will notice is the full range of motion is going to be more comfortable. I mentioned the decrease in the leverage, so basically the length of your arms will be shorter, and that's why it's going to be easier to do full range of motion chest to ring inverted rows. And that's basically the doorstep for the ring muscle up. Try to perform 15 reps in 3 sets. Once you have that, step to the next progression. The fourth progression is the passive hang with false grip. So here, you basically have to do the same position what you did in the rows. You have this horizontal straight arm position, and you want to do it in a more vertical passive hang. So you just grab the rings with false grip, and you will do the hanging position, passive hang, and hold it like that. It's super uncomfortable. You have to get used to it, but the goal here is 15 seconds at minimum, but if you want to make sure, just do it up to 30. The fifth and last progression is the pull-ups with false grip. So here you have everything. We just got used to the position, we did some rows, we did some passive hang, and now you have to do pull-ups. Obviously, the basic pull-up is a prerequisite, and then with the false grip, you will do pull-ups like that. You will feel the full range of motion is way easier, and once you have the right technique for the muscle up, you from here basically just lean forward, turn the rings under your shoulders and dip, and you have the nice slow ring muscle up. Let's go through the false grip on the bar. It's going to be super similar. Basically, you will have to go through the same steps, but obviously it's a straight bar. You can't turn it, you can't do the tricks, so that's why I always recommend first learning the false grip on the rings, and then you can transition to the bar. So obviously after you went through all these steps, it's going to be way easier. That's why I will just rush through it. So here the main point is the same as with the rings. You have to get the bar diagonally in your hand. You also have to use your bone, the pisiform bone here, as a hook. So here as well you can first try with the assisted version. Here as well, strive for the full range of motion and hold it like that at least 15 seconds, and then switch the grip and do it the same way. I know that many people you see online, they do it this way. Obviously you can use like a tennis ball or something and train your muscles, train the flexor muscles, but I always recommend to do with a good grip, thumbs included, so thumbs not over the bar but under the bar. Okay, next step, second progression, is to do it with both hands, chest to bar, and hold at least 15 seconds, and then do the rows. If you have a lower bar, you can scale it, but basically for me it's a little bit high, but you will do the rows with the false grip. You will get used to the straight arm position as well, and then we'll do the next one. The fourth progression is the full passive hang with false grip. That's gonna be super uncomfortable, so that's why I suggest you to do it with rings first, because with the bar it's way more difficult. And then the fifth and final progression is when you do pull-ups with the false grip. So try to do chest to bar. It's super uncomfortable, it pulls your skin, but this is the final last progression, and this will allow you with the right technique and range of motion to do the slow motion bar muscle up. So once again, if you don't want to waste your time with these boring forearm exercises, learn the false grip. You will see your forearms blowing up, and it's not gonna just look good, but it's gonna be functional. You can do all these ring muscle ups, the slow-mo bar muscle ups, and if you're interested in more in these 2-in-1 exercises that don't just look good but actually give you something extra and will allow you to do these superhuman skills, check out the links below. Apply to one-on-one coaching if you need a personalized plan. We can get you fully tailored programs in my app, and with my expert team we can help you with workouts, nutrition and lifestyle. And if you want to work at your own pace, check out the other link. Join Gymnastics Method Premium with the annual membership and get access to all my programs, tutorials, daily workouts and much more. We also have a nutrition guide and a Facebook group where you can always ask and get updates. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more, and now check out the other videos, maybe about the slow-mo bar muscle up on the end screen.